Hey, this is Chad Conley with eXp Realty here in Sheridan, Wyoming, and have the housing market update for the month of September. So, what's been pretty crazy around here, it had 85-degree weather in days of September and even a few days here in October. So, pretty crazy to see those hot of temperatures for this in the fall months here in Sheridan and just Wyoming in general. So, been pretty crazy on that front. We also had terrible fires here in our Bighorn Mountains, and just sick to our stomach to see over 100 acres burn up. So we did end up getting some snow, so thank God for that. And good to see that. Good to see the mountains again, even though they're burned up. And thankful that we got clear air and we're on the downhill side of that, hopefully. So, as we kind of continue to the roller coaster ride of both weather and the housing market, we'll take a look here at the housing market for the month of September. So, some notable numbers here looking at the closed sales again last month. The closed sales were above what it was last year, but this month again, sales are down. So, we've continued to see this up and down, oscillating numbers of closed sales going up and down again this month 15%. So, and again, that ties into the lower median price as well. So it's not necessarily that home prices are dropping. We just haven't had that many homes closed, so that affects the median sale price again for this month of September. Average days on the market continues to creep up at 42 days, so homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer. Inventory is up for sure. That number isn't, I would say, totally accurate. We've had a local builder put a lot of his homes on the MLS, so I think around 20 to 30 he's put on there and still building. So inventory has increased, but at the rate that we're looking at the 43% increase at 167 for the month of September, a little deceiving because of that home builder, putting his homes on the market in our MLS. And again, that kind of ties back into the monthly supply creeping up there as well. But we're getting closer. We've had the most homes on the market in the last 4 years. And the closer we get to that 6 month supply, means that it's more of a balanced market between buyers and sellers. But I would say still that we even had a little bit of a surge here when the interest rates dropped in September. We had buyers and sellers had an increase in listings and buyer activity in that little bit of a surge there in the middle of September. So interested to see on that. So we'll take a look at some of the national news here for the housing market. Okay, so all the major players, you're looking at Fannie Mae, MBA, Wells Fargo, all of them are predicting that interest rates are going to be right at 6% or below, kind of pushing that 5.5%. And currently, right now, interest rates are at about 6.5%. Depending on your credit and down payment and your credit situation. But so it's good to see, though. I mean, we start to see interest rates go down. Expect both buyer and seller activity to pick up as we start to move forward into the new year, and as we get past November 5th, because everybody's kind of holding their breath and expect things to really slow down here leading up to the election, and expect things to surge back up. Even kind of in the as we get closer to the holidays, kind of expect that to pick back up again after November 5th, because everybody kind of knows where things are going to stand. So again, here's just more numbers again with those interest rates dropping. Over one third of homeowners would be motivated to move with rates under 6%. So this just is more indication that sellers are kind of waiting to see what's going on with the market, and if interest rates continue to drop, sellers in those 6% and 5% are going to be a heck of a lot more likely to sell. So again, with interest rates dropping, buyer and seller activity picking up, and the demand here in the Sheridan area, we expect those trends to continue moving up as well. Okay, so here's the total home forecast. That's expected to rise. Even though we've seen some lulls in our total sales, here in the last few months, expect that to continue along with the national trend and even probably a little bit higher. So again, still high demand here in the Sheridan area. Again, we're just kind of in that odd, election cycle and uncertainty with everything, but expect that to pick up as well and follow that national trend. Okay, and here's the home prices forecast. Again, we've seen home appreciation, everywhere, between 6 and say 30%, depending on any upgrades, location and conditions of the home. So expect home prices. They have moderately come down a little bit, to where it's not that out of control appreciation that we've seen in the early 2020s, things like that. But expect a home price forecast to continue to go up, and that trend to continue as well with the national forecast. Okay, I just wanted to leave you guys with some tips for the buyers and the sellers. And for the sellers, these are just some of the typical closing costs that you'll see. I would say one of the biggest things you can do for saving yourself some money in the overall cost of the transaction is getting that home inspection, getting make sure that's known all the different items. We have a lot of items like a roof, electrical, plumbing, septic, things like that. Could be possibly items, having those things taken care of before you get on the market, so to where you're not under pressure to get those things done. A lot of times, some of those big ticket items need to be taken care of, and it's just hard to get contractors to get that stuff done in a short amount of time when you got deadlines. So, to get your home sold for the most amount possible with the least amount of objections, and to bring that value to the buyers is to make sure that your home's all ready to go, and get it sold in the shortest amount of time possible. So, big tip for the sellers there, and I'd say that's the biggest cost that you can help in netting you the most money for your home. And for the buyers, of these three, they're all important. I would say negotiating with the seller is one of the things that we can do, as the buyer's agent on the other end, trying to get you the best deal for the money based on previously sold homes, knowing the different situations, because every situation is different and every circumstance is different between the buyers and the sellers. Getting you a credit for repairs, or getting those repairs done before or after closing, getting credits for closing costs, things like that. Are always super helpful in helping you save the most amount of money possible on the buyer's end of it. But you'll definitely want to shop around for the home insurance, and closing cost and down payment assistance huge. And I got some links to those websites down here in the in the newsletter as well. So be sure to check that out. But if you can save in all three of those aspects on the buyer's side, it's a huge help for sure. Okay, and don't forget about that down payment assistance. So here's some resources for you to check out on some of that. Huge if you can get the more down payment you can get help with financially to knock down that interest rate and save in the long run is going to be huge. And don't forget, we got our fall buyers and sellers guides packed with a ton of great information. Also have homes that have been sold under 500, basically all the homes that have been sold here in the month of September. So if you want to see, kind of what the trends are in your area of different homes that have sold, be sure to check those links out. And be sure to check out my website at conleyagent.com. We got the Closely app, which is a great app that helps you navigate, search through all the homes on the MLS. You can create custom home searches to whatever you're looking for on that as well. So tons of great information. Hope all that's helpful. And if I can help in any way, feel free to reach out anytime. And we'll talk to you next month.